Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. I hope this video finds each and every one of you doing well today on the weekend if you're watching when this video is released. Anyway, today Rascals is out. I've unlocked the card, guys. What do you think of the cards so far? Let me even find them. I'll tell you what, guys. I think that Rascals are poised to absolutely dominate the meta, and I don't just mean offensively, I mean defensively. They're going to change the way the game is played. I think we might see a meta shift away from Goizin in Double Prince, because they actually defend really well against Princes, with the boy Rascal being able to take that first hit, survive, and then the girls kind of clean it up. Overall impressions of the card, it's funny, before I played them in the draft challenge, I wasn't too enthusiastic about the card. I thought they were going to be meh. I mean, the fact that the girls can die to the log, I was like, okay, 5 for 2 trade, and then you just have this boy left, and like, what does it matter, right? Who cares about a solo boy? But you know what? The fact that it baits log A is really important, because it's really going to revolutionize log bait decks, as I'm going to show you in today's video. Let's get level 2. Let's see how far we can upgrade these bad boys. See what I did there? See what I did there? Or bad girls. Okay, we can get them all the way to... I saw a lot of people already have a max. Incredible. Did you guys unlock them? Let me know if you did in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a giveaway to help you guys get more entries if you need to. Anyway, follow me on Twitter for that. So Light Pollux YouTube, I'm joined by him. You guys know him. He's a great French YouTuber, an amazing player, an OG player from back in beta, and he's sharing this deck. I think this, honestly, guys, I mean, it's early still. It's very early, but I think you might be seeing a lot of this deck. Here it is. Whoa! It's like a double bait deck. It's a log bait deck, hence the Goblin Barrel, the Princess, the Goblin Gang. You also have Fireball bait, Zappies, Minion Horde, and Rascals. Rascals can bait out both Fireball and Log. So back to my overall thoughts on the card. I'll throw on a replay from his... Let's go watch this MK. This is his 12th win here against a Mega Knight bait deck by Danilio YouTube. Really interesting deck, too, on the bottom to take a look at. But this is the deck on the top being played by Light Pollux. Now, let me talk a little bit about the card, guys. First of all, OJ has a tech video coming out. I think he said tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But some early impressions from yours truly is, number one is, you know, there's some value to be had by splitting them in the back, but I think 9 times out of 10, especially in a deck like this, you're going to want to play them same lane in back of your King Tower. The reason being is because they can bait out a Fireball that way, and your boy still survives, where you can mount a push behind him with like Goblin Gang or something like that. I think the originality, the creativity of the card isn't an A+ by any stretch. It's probably like a C, right? Because I like the idea, I really like the idea that they have made specific cards, not just archers and knight together, and I'll talk more about that in just a second. There's a reason I like that, but beyond that, it's cool that they have these characters. That's cool, but essentially, come on, it is really the same old mechanics of something similar to a knight and something similar to archers. So not specifically a super original card, but the mechanics are very original. Now, getting back to why I'm really happy that it wasn't, like I said, a knight and archers behind it, is because I don't want any more of that. I mean, who knows what the team has in store for the next cards in this update cycle, but I do not like having... I would have hated having archers and knight in the same card, because that makes it impossible or very difficult to go ahead and balance in the future, right? Think about Goblin Gang, for example. When you touch Spirit Goblins, all of a sudden you're nerfing, or if you nerf Spirit Goblins, you're nerfing Goblin Gang as well. Maybe you don't want to harm one card, but you want to harm the other. Think of Three Musketeers. They're dominant in the meta, but there's no way they can nerf them. At least I don't think they'll nerf Three Musketeers, because they'd have to nerf the Musketeer. And nerfing the Musketeer is just something that's absolutely unnecessary. So I don't want to get into the habit of adding new cards to the game, which make it very difficult to balance down the road. So that's why I like the fact that they're not an archer and a knight. Now, the cards themselves are a little bit unique to the archer and knight. The girls do more DPS, however, they do die to log, which is actually a good thing in a way, right? It doesn't sound intuitively that it's a good thing, but as you can see here in a deck like this, the fact that they die to log is actually paramount to the success of this deck. That way, way, hopefully, you can get a panic log out of one of your opponents. You can even pressure with Rascals at the bridge. If you do so, sometimes they'll just go ahead and use the log. They'll think, hey, you know what, 2 for 5 trade sounds good to me. I'm just going to do it. I hate dealing with those girl Rascals. And then you can go ahead and support that push after they use the log with the Goblin Gang, right? You have a Goblin Gang coming behind your boy who still has a lot of HP left. So there's a lot of like flexibility in terms of strategy. And again, as I kind of opened up the video mentioning, it's going to change the meta defensively too. I think it's going to curb some of that, some of the itchy nose. What the heck, Ash? I think it's going to curb some of that power, and honestly, it's kind of annoying, the power of Goys in Prince, Double Prince, Golem, and Double Prince Giant right now in the meta, so I think this is going to go a long way into helping that. And there are common cards, so you guys can level them up, at least before the King level max, whatever, max King level update. I don't know if that's coming for sure, but they did mention it in the latest Reddit post. They're thinking about getting a card cap per King Tower level. More to come on that if there is anything to come, but for now you can level them up as far as you want. You'll have a really powerful card to use if you're a free-to-play player on ladder. So even if you in a deck like this, let's take another look at it. Miner is also very important in this deck, obviously, guys, because you can use the Miner comboed with the Minion Horde or with the Goblin Gang, or of course with the Goblin Barrel, right? If you don't have Princess for some reason, you can go ahead and sub in Dark Goblin. Dark Goblin actually works really well in that spot in this deck too, so there's some flexibility there for free-to-play players. A great free-to-play, friendly-ish deck. I mean, there's 1 epic, 2 legendaries, and that's it, right? Just rare and common after that. And if you sub in the Dark Goblin, you're only rocking 1 legendary card. All right, let's go ahead and watch another replay here in action. Let's go ahead and watch the one against the Prince Bait deck. Actually, I lied. I wanted to show you this one, 3 Musketeer Giant. We'll watch the Prince Bait deck after this one. But this is going to show you a lot of examples on how he plays the cards. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the beginning here. And you'll see he's going to open up with a pretty typical opening to this match here. We're going to open with a solo Goblin Barrel to see what kind of counter they have. They answer with Goblin Gang. Of course, we know they're playing the Giant 3 Musketeer deck, another deck that's super powerful. You'll see we responded to that Giant there with Rascals in the same lane, as I talked about there. Of course, now that we know he has 3 Musketeers, we know there's no worry. But look at how those Rascals just shut down that Giant, and then we combo it with Zappies, and we're really able to defend successfully in that right lane. We use Minion Horde at the end. We're taking advantage of the fact that he only has Zap. This deck is very powerful that we're going against, but this matchup is relatively easy. If you go against any sort of a 3 Musketeer deck without a spell, go back, by the way, and watch my 3 Musketeer deck 2 days ago. I love that deck. It's #1 in the game in terms of win percentage. It's a 3 Musketeer deck with Fireball. That would be much better suited to handle this matchup. But back to this matchup. Look at this. Look at this. Battle Ram in Minions. Not a big deal at all. Not a big deal at all. That's 7 Elixir coming down our lane. We respond with 5 Elixir, easily able to defend and have our girls and boy with a little sliver of health survive that assault. It's going to really curb bridge spam as well. Not only Giant Poison, but bridge spam. Again, the left lane. You can see Rascals responding to a Musketeer in a Battle Ram, easily taking it down. Even the Goblin Game is going to be mitigated strongly in that left lane. So you're seeing the power already of Rascals played in the same lane. And a lot of people, even if they do have Fireball, are going to be very hesitant to Fireball Rascals. Rascals have so much potential in this game. They're a sneaky, very good card. Again, and before I played them in the draft challenge, I was not too optimistic on the card. Let's go ahead and watch this one, as I mentioned, against Prince Bait. You know what, that Prince Bait one is, I'll be honest with you guys, well, I'd rather show the bridge spam. Only reason is because this one has a Fireball in the deck, so it gives you a little bit more against a spell. We just watched one against a non-spell, and it's a little bit more challenging of a matchup. So let's watch this one. Bait versus bait sometimes could just be a total grind way into overtime, right? So we're going to start out here. Light Pollux is going to split Zappies in the back. A perfectly good opening play. I'd much rather split Zappies in this deck than split Rascals. Again, I wouldn't recommend splitting Rascals, even if they have Fireball, which is the case here. They're going to go ahead and use the Fireball, as we talked about. Look at how much health the boy Rascal has left on him. I mean, feasibly, we could still mount an attack behind that boy Rascal if we wanted to. In this case, it's going to clean up that bandit, so already providing value here. And consider this. They've already spent 7 elixir again just dealing with the Rascals. And again, we're going to deal with this incoming battle ram very easily with the Minion Horde, and then we're going to combo it with the Miner, force out another Fireball out of the opponent. We're going to get a nice amount of chip damage there. I'm going to keep the Assault coming, keep the pedal to the metal in the right lane, taking that tower even further down. You're seeing already, guys, just how much different this matchup is when we have Rascals. Here comes some minions down the left lane. That's not going to be an issue. The bandit does get a charge, though, on the right lane. So now we have a princess that they're going to have to respond to. We have a little bit more damage on the left tower, so we're going to kind of try to capitalize on it, sending in that goblin barrel, getting all kinds of damage now. And now we have a princess. Unfortunately, we can't protect her, but we can protect the Rascals. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Dark Prince is not going to be able to hit those girl Rascals when even on a charge when he's going into them. So you saw that they're easily able to defend a charging prince there, and even look at how fast they eat through this ice golem. It's just insane, all the value that we're getting here from the Rascal card before they go down. They do some damage to that Inferno Dragon as well, and now we're able to defend on the other end pretty easily. You can see this, you know, we have an answer for everything. We're gonna bunch up our Zappies all together. We're just screaming at the guy, begging him to drop a Fireball on us. He's not gonna do it. He doesn't even know what to use Fireball on in this deck. Of course, he wants to use it on the Minion Horde, but there's so much Fireball kind of fodder in this deck, and even if he does use a Fireball here, which he's going to, it opens us up to play the Minion Horde. We still have the boy Rascal to clog up the lane. Beautiful, beautiful answer, beautiful sequence there for Light Pollux YouTube, and now he's able to again just go pretty aggressive with that Miner in the left lane, and look at this. I mean, now we can stack up princesses in the right. This deck is going to be a pain to deal with, ladies and gentlemen, a real pain to deal with. It has an answer to everything, and look at those Zappies just doing work too. The Zappies are a really, really good card. I'm willing to say they're one of the most underrated cards in the game. The opponent blows another Fireball there, so now we're able to really, really go strong in the left lane. Check this out. It's going to be Rascals. We're going to hit him in the right lane too. We're sending in that Miner, even despite the Zap there, and we have the Rascals in the left lane. He plays an Ice Golem in the center. We have that right tower down to 500 damage. We have the left tower down to about 500 damage. And look at our towers, guys. They are alive, healthy, and well. Here it comes. It's going to be a Dark Prince and a Battle Ram and a Bandit. Look at all that crap he's throwing at us. Is it a big deal? Nah, it's not a big deal. We have Rascals and a Zappy to handle it. We do take a little bit of damage on that right tower, but now look at this epic counter push here. We have a Goblin does get to the tower with that Miner, and that's going to be it, actually, in the left lane. Zappy's finishing off that left tower. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, give me your first thoughts and impressions on the Rascals card. I think it's really, really going to be a strong card. Maybe you entered this video not too optimistic about the card's power potential, and I hope you're leaving it with a whole new outlook as I did. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out Light Pollux's stats on statsroyale.com. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.